So this is a DIY for those little stackable pumpkins at the Dollar Tree. These are $1.25. They do have the $5 version, but these are the $1.25 version, which will be smaller. So first you'll just take it apart. They come all stacked and nestled into each other, but you'll just take those out. And I'm gonna do like kind of a Jack Skellington theme for this one right here. So for Oogie Boogie, I'm gonna make him green. I know he can come gray or he can come, I like it in the green version, but you can also just do like a jack-o'-lantern at the bottom of this too if you wanted to. You can change this up. You can do this in so many different ways, but I'm gonna paint this green. I did about 2 layers of each, and I just did it just patting on the paint. You can also seal in the paint too when you're done, if you would like, especially if it's going to be like in a high traffic area, you're going to be touching it a lot. For the middle one, I'm going to be using white paint, and again, I'm just going to be doing about 2 coats of that. So once one coat dries, I just go back in and get the other coat. You want to make sure you get in all of the cracks and everything so that you have like a nice coverage. And at the top where it snaps, you want to get as close to those two. You can go in there with a small paintbrush if you want, just to get into that crack right there. But once all of that dried, like I said, I came in with a second paint. And then for the top one, I was debating between the blue and the greenish color. I went with this color right here. But again, you can do this whatever color you want. And for the second part, I'm going to be hand drawing mine on, but if you wanted to, you can use your Cricut. I was thinking about using my Cricut, but I know everybody does not have access to a cutting machine, so I just went in and I hand painted mine. But again, I went in with about 2 coats of this too, and I went all the way up. You don't really have to go on the stem because I'm going to be painting that a different color, but I do love that color. With that bluish green there, that was real pretty. And then so to paint the faces, like I said, I'm gonna freestyle it. I'm just gonna go in with some black paint and a thin paintbrush to get a really thin line. I've learned that using the little skewers from the Dollar Tree, using the pointy part, can get you like a really nice thin line. But I just went in with a thin paintbrush and I freestyled it. If you wanted to be more precise with this, you can draw this out in advance with a pencil or something like that, just to get the design that you want. Or like I said, you can use your Cricut, or I've even seen printable templates online that you can get. You can find them on Pinterest, different things. Just put in Jack Skellington or Nightmare Before Christmas and you can find those. But like I said, I just freestyled it. For the lady, for the top part, I didn't get her eyes quite right because she has like these big, bright, cute eyes. They were like a little creepy to me. I did go in with the white and go over that and try to make them just a little bit bigger. But I think they could have been like, just a little bit bigger and brighter, and maybe the stitch lines a little bit narrower. But like I said, it just freestyling it. And then for the top, I'm going to come in with some red, and I did 2 coats of this too, and just draw on kind of her hair. If you wanted to get like kind of dimensional with it, you can put some air dry clay on there, let it dry, and then paint that. That would be cute too. I did the middle part upside down. I painted his face upside down. So when you're doing it, make sure you're painting in the right direction because the opening is big. So you're not going to be able to snap it closed if you do it the wrong way. So I had to go over that with the white, and then on the other side, I did his face again. And then once that dried, I snapped everything together. Once you snap it all together, it's nice and secure. You can glue it too if you want. And then this is how it looked. I added a little bow just for like an extra detail, but you can just leave it just like that. And that was it. We have so many more of these to do, so make sure you are following so that you can see the rest of the DIYs for these, because these stackable pumpkins are so cute and you can use them for different holidays, different seasons. You can use it for fall, you can use it for winter. So yeah, make sure you're watching for those. Another way to use those Dollar Tree stacked pumpkins, I'm going to be using this one to make a Christmas DIY. So you can do this again with the big ones, but I'm going to be using the $1.25 ones. So I was just trying to figure out which order I was going to do it in, because I'm going to do like 3 different little faces for the Christmas theme. I decided to go with a dark brown, kind of like a chocolate brown on the bottom. For the top one, I'm going to do a white, and then for the middle one, I'm going to do a mixture. You can just use the tan color paint if you want, but I like the way it comes out when you mix it, because you kind of get both colors in there, if that makes sense. It kind of looks like a chalky kind of look to it. So I did 2 coats of those, and once those dried, I started putting the faces on them. So just real easy, real simple. I'm freestyling it. But again, if you have a Cricut, a cutting machine or anything like that, or you want to use a stencil, you can do that. So for the bottom one, I'm going to be doing like a gingerbread kind of look face. So you could go around with this. You can go in the front just like I did. You can do this in different ways, but I just did the little line around the front, and I'm going to fill it in and make sure it's a little bit neater. And then again, just freestyling, I'm going to put some eyes in there. For these, I just did one coat. For the paints that's on top, I just did one coat for those. And then just a cute little smile. I realized after I was done, it's not centered. So just if you want to just make sure it's nice and centered, just pay a little more attention to that. I noticed it when I went to go put on the little cheeks. You can also dye down the cheeks by just rubbing it off before it dries so that it's not as bright if you didn't want it as bright, or mixing it down with the white so then you have more of a lighter chalky color. And then for the second one, I'm gonna be doing a reindeer face. So for this one, again, just coming in with the nose, there was a little bit of black paint left on my paintbrush, but that's okay because then it kind of gave it like a little shading like. But I just went and I put the red paint on for the nose and freestyled the little nose shape. And then for the sides, for the cheeks, just to give them a little color, I put the red paint there too. And then once that dried, I did come in and put a few little white dots in those. Same with the eyes. Once the eyes dried, I did come in and put a little white dot in those. And then I drew like a little line for the thing. You can, if you wanted to, add little antlers and just have it sticking out in the middle of the stacked pumpkins, but I didn't do that. But I thought about doing it, but you can just go ahead and you can do that. And then for the snowman on top, I'm just again freestyling the face, making a little face, and then I'm going to fill in the eyes a little more. And then for the nose, I put some orange. You could add just a little piece of something so it has like that little look to it. And then so for the snowman, we're going to give him a little scarf, but then on top of the scarf, to play along with the reindeer, we're going to add a little bow. So it's like a 2-in-1. So I did a little scarf with the plaid ribbon and then put this bow together. And then I left it little twine pieces there. And then it's kind of the reindeer's bow. But like I said, you could add a little antlers if you want. You can do a lot of different things with this just to make it your own. You can also do them in different orders too, if you wanted to. And then I gave the little gingerbread piece, I gave her a little bow too, and then I just laid a few of these bows, so each one smaller than the other one, and then I tied it together with some twine and I just hot glued that on there. And that was really it. And then I decided to give him a little hat at the top. I got these, you get a 4-pack from Dollar Tree, the little Scarecrow hats, and I just cut a little hole. I pushed it down too hard because the top of the hat started to separate from the bottom of the hat or the middle of the hat, but it was okay because it's like, you know, that rough kind of look. But I cut a little hole and then glued it all back together and glued it on top of the snowman, and this is how it came out. And I just think that's so super cute and fun to make, and you can do this, like I said, in a lot of different ways. Another fun way to use those Dollar Tree stacked pumpkins, again, these are the $1.25 version of the stacked pumpkins, but you can get the bigger version at Dollar Tree or at Five and Below. So I'm going to take and I'm going to paint these brown. I'm just going to do one coat, kind of just to remove the shine that's there. You can paint it that same color orange. You can do this in whatever color you want, but I'm just going to do like one coat, like I said, just to get rid of some of that shine and give it kind of that dirty kind of look too at the same time. Then I'm going to snap them together, just make sure everything looks good. I did come in and put a little more paint because around the top there still was a bit of the shine. So you do that and then you just let it dry, and then you can go full coverage with this if you want. You can paint this, you can spray paint these, you can do these in so many different ways. And oh, I forgot to mention, you can also weigh these down. You can insert like some rocks or something in the bottom and then put something over the bottom to seal it in, weigh them down. You can do the same thing with the big pumpkins. We're going to be making a gnome. I couldn't find any fur, so I'm just going to repurpose this Halloween gnome at Dollar Tree. They always have great seasonal gnomes, so this was $1.25 too. I was going to use a wood bead for the nose, but he already had a nose, so we're going to use all of those parts there. I did take off the little piece on the black part on top of the nose, but I glued that in between the bottom one and the middle one. And then I'm just going to take some like ivy and put that around. You can use like some pretty fall florals. You can use some moss. You can put a cute little wood base on here too. I was debating on doing that. That would be cute. And then you could put like florals around that wood base. You can do this in so many different ways. But I just kind of draped that around in between where everything connected. And like I said, you can add as many details as you want. And then I took some faux florals also from the Dollar Tree. I popped those off and glued those around, some at the top, some in the middle, just wherever I felt. I did 2 different types, and then this is how it came out. And this was so easy and so simple to do. Another fun one that you can do using those stacked pumpkins from Dollar Tree. Here is another way to use those stacked pumpkins from Dollar Tree. So I have the small version, but you can get it in the bigger version for $5 from Dollar Tree, or you can get them from Hobby Lobby. They have the bigger version too, but I have the small version. These are $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So I'm only gonna use 2 of these. You could do it real nice and tall, but I'm only gonna use 2. So I'm gonna use the middle one and the top one. For this one right here, I'm gonna give it 2 coats of the white paint, and I'm just dabbing that on there, making sure I get into all of the cracks and stuff, and doing the coats in between when they dry. I'm gonna go all the way up to the top. I'm gonna cover up the stem and stuff. You could do something real cute there with the stem top if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna paint everything all white. And then once those 2 coats dry, once I did 1 coat and then came over it again with another coat, I'm going to go back in and then add in all the details. Again, if you have a Cricut, you can do these with your Cricut, cut out the pieces and just lay them on. But I'm making it easy so that anybody can do it, because not everybody has a Cricut. But this is like a fun project to do with your Cricut. So I'm going to, like I said, once they dry, I'm just going to freestyle. You could also sketch this out with a pencil beforehand, before you go in and put the details in, so you can make sure everything is just how you like it. But I'm just going to take some black paint and a thin paintbrush. Again, if you wanted a thinner line, I learned that the skewers at Dollar Tree, the little pointy part, are great to make the little thin lines. But I'm just going to do another Jack Skellington one. I'm going to put the eyes on and create all the little details and things for that, his nose, his mouth. And then for the body, I'm gonna just freestyle it. Gonna try to create like the little jacket. So, but again, if you wanted it more 3D, something like that, you could do some air dry clay and just put those little details on with that, and then do it. Because I'm doing a little line for like his lapel and stuff like that, but this will look really cute like in a 3D style if you did that. But I just did the outline, and then I went back and I only did 1 coat of the black paint for this, and then just some touch-ups with the black paint after. But this part is real easy, real simple. And then I filled in the eyes and made the little stitches and stuff on the mouth. So this is real easy. You can leave it just like that. You can paint the whole bottom black and then do the little pinstripes. You can do this in a bunch of different ways, but you can just get real creative with it. You can just do just his head if you wanted to. But once I filled all that in and then let that dry, then I came back in with the white paint and I made the little lines. Again, I was trying to create like a little lapel look with this, so I did some lines going outward like it would if it was a lapel, and then the others going straight down. But like I said, this would look really cute, like kind of in a 3D style. And if you wanted narrower lines, you would go in with the little skewers or a really thin brush and just do nice little strokes there to make this. But this looks fun and cute, and it goes with the other one that we did do, the Jack Skellington theme. So you can create like a whole little setup there and put it like along these shelves or different things. If you're making it with the bigger pumpkins, you can create a whole nice little setup to go outside. That will look real nice. And again, if you wanted to, at the end of this, you can always seal these to make sure, especially if it's in a high traffic area, to make sure that it doesn't chip or anything doesn't, you know, come off as the season goes on. But once that was done, then I just added a little bow detail. You can just make a bow and hot glue it on right in the center. I'm just going to tie mine around it, but you can just make the bow and just put it on the outside. So I'm just going to cross it over and then put just a little dab of hot glue. I did about 5 different ribbons here. I got these ribbons from Michael's. They sell the little packs, and they're just a few bucks. They're under $10, and I think you can get them, most of the time you can get them on sale. They're on sale, so it'll be like half that price. But I'm just taking a few of those from there, or you can get ribbon too from Dollar Tree. You can just mix and match. Black and white always goes great with the Jack Skellington theme. And then once that was done, that was it. And then I had another little Dollar Tree stacked pumpkin DIY to go along, like I said, with the other one. And you can use these stacked pumpkins in so many different ways for different holidays. You can use it for fall, for Christmas, for Halloween, all kind of different things. But this is how this one turned out. Another quick way to use those Dollar Tree stacked pumpkins, these are the $1.25 ones. All right, so you'll take it apart and you can make so many cute things. This one is going to be kind of a Christmas style one. I was debating on using the extra piece that I had from another one that I did to make it like really tall, but I'm just going to use the three pieces that it does come with. And again, you can do these on the big one. I'm going to be using like light colors because it's kind of like a Candyland type theme for this one right here. I was worried the yellow was going to be dark, but once you put on two coats and it dries down, so then that orange is not popping through as much, you don't really see it. It could have used another coat because there was still some little spots of the orange popping through, but that's okay because it gives it like a nice little look. And then I'm gonna be taking some of the cork from Dollar Tree. You can get this like in the hardware section. And I love this stuff because I use it just about on everything, but you can use something else if you want. I started spreading it out with my finger, but then I quickly changed and just used a little spreader to lay it out. And I also stacked the pieces together so that way I can make sure I had everything in the cracks and different things before I finished. And then while it's still dry, you can do this after if you wanted though too. I got these little like beads from Dollar Tree, but they kind of look like sprinkles, the long ones. So I'm going to be using those. You can use other things, little, if you can get like little pieces that look like gumdrops, I think that would be cute in here too. You can do this a bunch of different ways, but you can just drop the sprinkles on or you can put them on individually. And then I put some glitter, and again, you can use colored glitter if you want. And then this is how it came out, so quick and so fun. Here is another way that you can use those stacked pumpkins from Dollar Tree. This one is a multicolor one, and again, this is the $1.25 one. The big ones do come in multicolors too. I don't see them that often, but they do. So I'm gonna use this to make a stacked pumpkin scarecrow. So for the white one, I'm gonna do it like a kind of mustard yellow. I'm just gonna do one coat on these because I honestly do like the colors of the multicolor ones. I don't like the shine. I would have just painted them just the same color, just in a matte paint, just to take away some of the shine. But because it's a scarecrow, you know, he has to have a little outfit. So we're going to do it in these colors. So red for the shirt, blue for the bottoms, and then kind of his scarecrow color face. So you can see that this color right here with the two mixed together, it kind of gives the orange of the pumpkin, but again, it's in that nice matte look. And then too, I'm using a dirty sponge so that, and I'm not going to clean it in between. So first it started out brown with brown paint on it, and I used it with that one, and then again I used it with this one. So all of the colors are kind of mixing together, which kind of gives it that like distressed kind of look, which I like. And again, I'm only doing one coat on this, but I'm going all the way around. Once that dried, I stacked it together. And then again, because it's this little outfit, we're going to give him little patches, because you know the scarecrows a lot of times have the little patches and stuff like that, and kind of like pockets. You can do so many cute little things with this. But I'm just going to take some ribbon. I do have this fabric from Dollar Tree that I did think about using, but I'm just going to use these little pieces of ribbon. And I got these ribbon, I think the plaid one came from Dollar Tree, but the other came from Michael's in that little fall pack that they have. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to glue those little squares on there. You can do a lot of cute little things with these. I didn't have buttons, so I'm just going to draw them on. You can get real detailed with these and draw the little buttonholes and all that cute stuff, but I just put little black circles, and I'm going to draw the face on too with the same black paint, and then some orange paint for the nose there. So this is just real simple, and I'm just freestyling this. And for this, I'm just doing one coat. So this is real simple. Once his nose dried, I did come in and do the little stitches and stuff on his nose too. I'm not being real precise with this because it's a scarecrow, and scarecrows, you know, kind of have that little rough look to them. And then for the top, I'm going to use these hats. Dollar Tree has these little straw hats in a pack. I took it apart, cut a little hole so that it can fit on top, and then glued it back together. And it has little plaid patches that go, I think, with it because it's orange. I didn't have any straw. Usually I use the hula skirts from summer, but I didn't have any. So I used the bale, which is, I got a little bit in there, and that is it.